On the airwaves, we fly so high, talking movies till the night rolls by, filming life in a makes we feel. Welcome to the social reel. Lights, camera, action, hit the play. Stories that find us night and day, from the heart to the silver screen. Every tale and dream in between. Tune in now, let's take a ride in this reel where thoughts collide. Movies and life will reveal. Dive into the social reel. Tune in now, let's take a ride in this reel where thoughts collide. Movies and life will reveal. Dive into the social reel. Tune in now, let's take a ride in this reel where thoughts collide. Movies and life will reveal. Dive into the social reel. Tune in now, let's take a ride in this reel where thoughts collide. Movies and
Why did it do that? It had like color and then it went black and white. It doesn't matter. Hello, my friends. We meet again. It's been a while. Where should I begin? Welcome back to the Social Reel Podcast. As always,
I'm never going to stop laughing at that.
I know. It's good. It's a good intro. As always, I'm Aaron, joined by my best friend, producer, and co-host Scott.
Hello.
And we are back with another week of stuff. I watched a ton of stuff this week, and we'll get into that a little bit later because right now we have a guest who's waiting in our green room who's ready to talk to us.
And he was very demanding. He was like, I want the green M&Ms, but I want just one M.
And,
no demands.
Yeah, the funny thing is I don't know a lot about this guy. I know he likes movies. I know he's in the same circles as me, but I've never met him, never had a conversation with him. So let's do that now. Aaron Hudson joins us.
He's getting his camera ready, so let's give him time.
Oh, we're giving him a little bit of time. All right, cool, that's fine.
Look, maybe he fell down.
No, it's all good. All right,
All right, he's good.
all right. How's it going, Aaron?
I'm
How are you
alive.
today?
I'm alive. My camera's alive apparently. So we're
Oh,
okay.
it's all good. Thank you so much for joining us on today's episode. Aaron has another podcast with a good friend of mine, Lauren, named This Movie's Fine. Is that correct? Is that the correct name?
That movie is fine. Yeah,
That movie is fine. Yeah, I listen. I'm an active listener. I love listening to you guys talk. So
We do a solid 3.5 episodes a year. It's pretty exciting.
I know. I love it, man.
We were consistent for a little bit, and then life finds a way. But we're gonna get back to it soon enough.
I completely understand. I've been before you. I tried to get her on, and then it was after the holidays, and I thought maybe you were going to be the same way, and I was like, I'm
She
gonna
did tell me
tip.
that she's gonna try to do it after the holidays. So
Yeah. So, but
that probably would have been my wisest answer. But
I appreciate you coming on, man. Like
It gives you a
know,
break from hanging lights.
Exactly. In 3 months, maybe you want to
shopping.
come back on.
I'll be
Yes,
around.
dude. I have two little boys, a 4 and a 2, and it has been nothing but chaos. I already bought most of their gifts, so I totally understand. It's like I've just been running in 5 different directions between work, the podcast, movies, and my kids. It's too much going on.
I do all my shopping early.
That's
got in
smart.
the habit of that because back when I was hosting for Alamo and then that other place, I was doing a lot of hosting in December. So
Right.
I couldn't do last minute shopping. So I got it all done by like December 1st, and that's kind of the habit I've been in since that.
That's a good habit to be
the
in.
best way to go.
As a dad of a 4-year-old, I'm going to have to start doing that because it's too much. But
I mean, it's pretty easy because they're all getting My Chemical Romance sweatshirts this year.
of course. I mean, what else are they going to get? So actually, that is where I wanted to start because we're going to promote the heck out of like Sin Asylum and stuff while you're here. But I knew you at Alamo. I watched your little thing every single time I'd go there where you were taking your own order. It was my favorite thing in the whole world. I met you a few times, but we never actually talked, just introduced. And then Alamo became the Majestic, and then Sin Asylum was there, but then it went away. And I've never really had a conversation about it. Can you tell us what happened, or is that like a hush-hush thing? I don't really know.
I'm not one to tell tales out of school too much.
I understand.
They just, they went in a different direction.
Right.
In a lot of ways, you know, there were some high sheriff changes, and different high sheriffs bring different things that they think should be the goals of a company and environment.
Yeah.
They didn't, you know, I wish I had a better answer as to why they wanted to do what they did.
Right.
You know, if I failed and like my series sucked and like no one came out for it, I could be, hey, you know what? We had a run, it blew its wad, and we moved on. It's weird to be like to fail as a success, I guess. It's weird.
I know that.
But yeah, they wanted to go a different direction, and the way they went about it wasn't real something that we're real fans of. But you know, I'm biting my tongue here a little bit.
It's okay. You say what you feel comfortable with. I'm not trying to pressure you. I was just curious.
That, you know, they were done with us, but we weren't done doing what we do. So we just said, okay, we'll just do it somewhere else. So
yeah, and that's awesome. I wish I have been working nothing but blue collar jobs since I was a little kid. So unfortunately, Tuesday nights I think it's usually Tuesday or Wednesday nights that you guys do it.
It was Tuesdays back in the day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wednesdays
and
now at the Roadhouse show, Saturdays at the Academy shows. So.
Right. And unfortunately, those are not days that I can make it work because my wife works a complete opposite schedule. But I want to come out. I mean, you guys are doing an amazing. I have never seen Eyes Wide Shut. I know you're doing it this month, and I was trying to figure out how to get out there, and it's just I can't make it work. But I'm gonna before the end of next year. I'm gonna make it work. I'm gonna come out there. I'm gonna see a Sin Asylum show.
Make it when you can. You know.
Yeah.
I get it. Life is hard when you got jobs and wives and kids and you know everything else that happens. So I never really take offense when someone's like, you know, I can't make it. I get it. I don't do a lot of other things. You know. But,
yeah. So weekends are the movie day. Yeah, Eyes Wide. There's another podcast I listen to that they talk movies, and they always are lifting up Eyes Wide Shut as a Christmas movie, and I need to finally sit down and watch it.
It is. It's a horny Christmas movie, and that's okay. You know?
I'm glad you said it because I was thinking it.
You've seen it?
I've seen it.
I've never seen it. You know what? This Christmas I will sit down and I will watch
I am a cinephile.
No, you're not.
Okay.
He's like the everyman. He's like the guy who goes and sees like the Marvel movies like 85 times. I mean,
that's okay. You know.
Yeah, and
there's a market for everyone.
You're wearing the De Palma shirt, so you should be into horny cinema. Because
I am.
That's the king of the horny Hitchcock. You know?
I completely agree, and like I said, it's one of those movies that I remember when it first came out, it didn't get very good reviews, and then it just over the years, I was just like, Matt. And then as I've gotten older, as I've become more into cinema, people are like, no, man, this is the movie. And I wanted to watch it during Christmas. I'll watch it during this Christmas.
That's when you should watch it. And you know, Kubrick movies are always that way. Kubrick had such a reputation. Every time he came out with a movie, people had such hype and expectations, you know, and by the time his new movies came out, people finally came around to the previous movie. And then the new one comes out, and they're like, "Oh, this just isn't what I expected," or whatever, you know. And you watch those like Ebert and Siskel's where they're like, "Full Metal Jacket, this is trash," and you're like, "What are you talking about?" And then years go by, and all of a sudden it's a masterpiece. So. Yes,
that is the most accurate thing I've ever heard in my life because I am 100% like I'm the biggest Kubrick stan on the planet. Like. It's just, I don't know why I haven't seen it. I need to watch it. I will watch it this year. The next time we have you on, we'll talk about it.
There's also a finality in it because it's like, that's it. That's his last one. And, you know, there's no Kubrick after that, you know?
I think if you go back and look at like the reports on it and stuff, it was all about like Nicole Kidman and Tom Cruise's relationship and how they focused way right. And they focus way more on that. And I think I got dragged into that hype and it was a turn off because it's like one of those things where it's like, oh, it's being talked about too much. So I'm going to skip this. But it's time to end that. What's the word?
It's Christmas time.
Stigma. Yes.
Yeah. It's time to enjoy a sexual odyssey with Pete and Tom and Nicole. And
it can't be worse.
You'll never look at marriage or life the same way again.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'll watch it tonight. It's strange.
Oh, I can't wait.
Yeah, it's very strange.
Yeah.
It can't be worse than Dear Santa. So, I mean, we'll get into that later.
Well, I don't know. It's definitely on another level.
What else
you haven't watched Hot Frosty yet, I take it.
I have watched Hot Frosty. I loved it. Yeah. My favorite. Have you watched it?
I haven't watched it yet, but the other people in my household have watched it.
Oh, there is
enjoyed it quite a bit.
There's a scene in that movie that I will talk about for years to come because it is such a, like, we need to explain this, and everyone's just like, it's because of this. And I'm just like, that was either the writers just running out of ideas or the greatest scene in cinema history. I can't wait for you to watch it because
You don't explain Christmas.
I'm just telling him.
It's a
I don't
great
want to ruin
Letterboxd.
anything.
The writer reviewed it on Letterboxd, and
I saw
told
that
the story of how they wrote it and how they just started off as just a joke pitch to their friends, and they were like, "No, I have to write this movie now."
Yeah, and then there's like a Mean Girls cameo in it. It is weird. But it's good. I enjoyed it. I had a smile on my face the whole time.
That's all you can do, you know.
Yeah.
The older you get, the more you can accept more movies and not be such a douchebag about it. I don't mean you personally. I just mean in general, you know.
No, that's fine. Call him a douchebag. Anyway, I mean, we talked ad nauseum last week about our affinity for Hallmark movies.
Oh, we love Hallmark movies, man, because they are what they are. They don't try to be anything else, you know. They're given, like, I hate the word washed up, but like lesser actors who used to be in the spotlight roles, and you know, and ever since, you know, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood and stuff, I feel like the Hallmark movies are like back in the old days when they would just do westerns and stuff like that, where they just needed to work like that. So they would take these roles, and that's how I feel about Hallmark movies.
And that's okay,
yeah, exactly.
Like,
yeah, because acting's a job.
They're not rich. Some are better
Right.
than others, but you know, only a small percentage of these people that work in movies are you know the fantasy rich that we see. Most of them are just gig workers that are just, you know, trying to get the next gig.
That is exactly what I try to explain to people, and everyone's like, "You're crazy." But I know that you're on the same page. Okay, so my next question for you, and forgive me for not knowing because I've followed you for a long time. I don't know, and I've never reached out to know, but what is it exactly you do? Do you film stuff for a living? Are you a director? I don't know what you do, but you look cool. You're the coolest guy I know.
I do film things for various entities and people, and probably the thing that I'm probably most proud of is the fact that I've worked on special features on some movies that might be behind you on your shelves before.
What have you worked on?
A lot of Vinegar Syndrome stuff and that sort of thing, you know. And but yeah, I do video work. I did all the video work for that theater for a long time. You know, filming all the celebrity stuff and highlight reels and the marketing stuff. But in general, I'm just a video guy, you know, doing what I do, and I do a lot of work. I go and help out Seven Films a lot. The boutique Blu-rays and such, and
I have a funny story about that actually.
About Seven Films.
Yeah, so they I don't know, a couple years ago, they were doing the thing where they were asking people to come help, and I was on the schedule, but the gas tank in my truck was completely destroyed, and I couldn't make it, and I wound up sending them like, "Hey, man, the gas tank in my truck is destroyed. Like, I have to replace this gas tank. I have no car." Never heard back from them ever again. Like they were like, "That was your shot, man." Like, sorry, no, you can. Yeah, they were like, "You cannot pack orders for us." I couldn't do it now, anyways. But I just think it's. I was always like, "Oh, this was my chance, you know, to work for Severin and put it on my resume." But I did. I blew it. I blew it by running over a rock or something and having it just completely destroy my gas tank in my truck. So. It is what it is.
It's like a Hallmark movie.
Yeah, it is. But I just always
on your way to your dream job, and you just get stuck on the freeway.
I always see you guys doing that, and I'm always like, that could be me. I could be making jokes about movies with these guys right now, but my gas tank blew up.
It's mostly a group of. I hope they watch this because I'll just call them out. It's a group of some of the most uncool individuals that you ever meet. Movies are their lives, you know, and. You know, they're like us, you know, and they sit around and they talk about masters and stuff like it really matters.
That's what I'm saying, man. I want to be a part of that. I want to be in that.
You see the digital noise reduction on this new Blu-ray release? You know,
that's me. That's totally me.
Yeah. Well, I enjoyed
your world.
You know, another friend of mine, his name's Frank, bought some movies like Zia or whatever.
Yes.
And he was like, "Oh, I got my," you know, he got his stack and he posted it, and you were like, "You're welcome." Those were mine. Because you were like, I'm not
Yes.
collecting anymore. And then like
No.
a week later, I saw you collecting again, and I was like, I get it. I get it. I
No,
get that.
it's-
Like,
I'm trying not. So my problem as a collector is that I tend to buy the same movie many times. A lot of
yeah.
and
This one has a blue cover.
yeah, and so what I was doing was actually getting me and this guy sitting across from me. We also like live music, which I've noticed. I've seen on your Facebook that you also like live music. But I try to go to a lot of things, a lot of festivals and stuff like that. So I need a way to pay for that. So I did sell a huge collection of mine to Zia, and I'm glad that Frank got it. But yeah, my problem is that I collect too much of the same stuff. So
Yeah.
I have started collecting again is not the right word because it's definitely gone down drastically. I had a long conversation with a mutual friend of ours, Amir.
Says
where it was like,
the pile on the kitchen table. Otherwise,
no, that's going to Zia tomorrow.
oh, that's
Yeah,
going.
yeah, that's
in
going.
the going pile.
And
There's the
it's like
watch
how
pile,
many
the going pile. The,
yeah.
correct.
why did I buy this pile?
Exactly. So it's like that. How many more times in your life are you really going to watch blank movie? And it's like, you got kids and stuff. It's like, but I want to leave them a collection at the same time as I want to stop collecting. So it's
Gee,
it's more
thanks,
of a
Dad.
it's more of a that's how I look at it.
Yeah,
But
it's,
also, oh, go ahead. Sorry.
it's an addiction.
Yeah, it really is.
I have way too many. This thing's full of movies. This thing down there's full
Nice.
of movies. I got,
That's
this is like the back end of the back end of the back end of my movie collection. I have thousands of things from, Laserdisc and VHS on up.
oh dang, you're cooler than I am.
No, it's not cool at all. It's pathetic. But
No,
so
it's not,
I
man.
get it. I get it because I get that you were like, I had to get rid of some stuff, but then you were like, but here's also some other stuff I bought. So that's always like, because I get that dichotomy of like, man, I gotta stop spending all my money on movies I've bought in 6 times. But then you're like, I don't know, this new one looks pretty good.
This month Demolition Man's getting a 4K. It's like, and I sit there and I listen to this and I'm like, how am I not going to buy that? Like, I've seen the movie 800 times. How am I not going to buy the Demolition
The
Man
Stallone
4K?
version or the remake?
I don't know. I have no
You
idea. I
don't
don't know
know.
the supplements yet. I haven't even looked. I usually don't look at that till I buy it. But
It's
it's
got
just
the
like,
Pizza Hut version and the Taco Bell version. So you can watch it either way.
there's a guy I listened to on another podcast who's like, he went to Saskatoon and like watched the movie, and there was like a Phoenix and a Spartan, and when you were watching it, like if you were Team Spartan, every time they said their name, you had to take a drink, and every time you said, and I'm like, why? That's what I want to do, Like I don't know, it's just crazy. But speaking of Frank, I do have to tell you this: you got to put in a good word because I think he hates me now. I did a little bit of light trolling on election night, and I think I made him mad, and I think he blocked me. But I honestly love the guy. I think he's hilarious. Kind of like with you, I never had a real conversation with him. We only known each other through Facebook and Instagram. And I think a little bit of translation can get lost through that. But I have no ill will towards him. I shouldn't have done what I did, but I was just I thought his personality would understand that, and I felt really bad, and
I can pass on some good will, Frank. Frank's a
Okay,
good guy.
cool.
He's a goofball.
Yeah,
I
he
troll
is.
Frank a lot. So
He was I was gonna have him on this show, and then what happened. But like I said, a little bit of light trolling on election night because he was posting a lot, and I was just like, I said some things.
Maybe we could set up the reunion.
Yeah, that would be amazing. I really like the guy. I have a lot of like respect for him, especially because he bought the movies. I know he worked at Severn with you, and I know you guys go shopping for Criterions and stuff together, and I was just like, you know what?
They do that all the time.
I'll talk to Aaron and see if he can put in the good word because I really do like him, and I just felt terrible.
I can pass along some goodwill.
Thank you. Send him this. I mean, you can hear it straight from my mouth.
The internet is a weird place. So.
It is, and that's why I'm glad we get to talk because, like I said, I think I've been your friend on Facebook for like maybe 2 or 3 years, ever since I became friends with Lauren, and then I never got to meet you, and I wanted to come out to Sin Asylum. Amir always talked about it. Amir's been my best friend for a very, very long time. Amir's rad. I love that guy. Yeah, he's been my friend since I was a kid, man. He's been through it all with me. Me and Amir actually had a podcast like many years ago.
Okay.
I wish I could still find that stuff, but he, he's been doing his thing, and I used to go to movies with him all the time, and he is like one of my best friends. He was at my wedding and everything. So, it's just, I'm glad that we finally got to do this, because I think you're one of the coolest people in the world. So talking to you is just it's a dream come true for me.
And Amir's rad. He used to come out to the Cinesodom shows and the other things that I did, and then I get to see him at some different things, and he comes out to like the fan fusion panels I do and whatnot. And so
right, yeah, he is, dude, and yeah, I'm hoping to get more into that as the years go on. I want to start taking my kids to it, because I know you're friends with Lindsay, and I've known her for a long time too, and I want to do the same thing with my kids that she does with her daughter, and just I kind of want to, like, I like that it's kind of like this community in Arizona that just hangs out and like talks movies. It's my favorite thing in the whole world.
It is, yeah. Her daughter, my daughter are very close, and
that's awesome, dude. Yeah, well, I don't know. Do you have anything for Aaron, man? Like,
yeah, I'm just listening, man.
Okay.
This is like your guys' like little meet and greet here, right?
Yeah, I know. It's really cool. It's just cool. It's just cool that he understands like how collectors are and stuff like that. I don't think a lot of people really, when you say you collect movies, they're just kind of like, oh, okay. You're kind of cutting out a little bit, but it's okay. What did you say? Just repeat yourself.
I was running. Am I cutting out? Am I still here? Am I alive?
Yeah, a little.
We're good. We're good.
Oh, you're good. It's okay. There? Don't worry about it.
Every once in a while, we get a little bit, but we're all good.
We're all good. Fix it in post. Just add like an AI version of your voice
just
or something.
add AI voices.
Oh, he's frozen.
He'll be back. I hear it. There he is.
It's the pain of my existence. Fix it in post.
It's we don't have a post, man. This literally goes to YouTube, and then he uploads the podcast version, and that's it. We don't really take anything out or do anything, because I kind of believe in like the essence of podcasts, like just let everybody kind of see everything. And it's always been my favorite thing. I've always been a huge podcast guy, like just talking to people. That's what eventually this is going to be, just us talking to, I think everybody has a story. Like, I think your story is amazing. I think everything you do is amazing with the I didn't even know you'd work for Vinegar Syndrome, but everything you do, and like when I still have to, if I ever do go to the Majestic, which is very rare, I still see they still play your commercial, and then I see you doing everything that all my friends are doing, and it's like I should be in the same group. So that's pretty much it. If you heard any of that,
he might be frozen. Let me see if I can kind of click him on and then click him back on again and see if that works.
Did we lose him?
It might try maybe sign him back. Oh, there he is.
Right.
We got you.
There he is.
Yeah.
We won't take up too much of your.
Oh no, you're fine. But you were talking about the collector thing and how weird it is to tell people that, like the normies.
No, yeah.
And I remember
it is. Whenever I go to work,
going to work, people.
Oh no, just go ahead. I'm sorry, I keep talking over you. I apologize.
I was just gonna say I was running the Severin booth one time at a Mad Monster or one of those things, and this guy's looking at the movies, and he's like, "It's a shame." And I was like, "Movies are going away, or what do you mean?" And he's like, "These, Walmart doesn't even carry them anymore." And I was like, "I didn't think any of our movies would be in Walmart. I'm afraid to tell you." Vampiros Lesbos isn't going to be at the end cap of Walmart anytime soon. But
I have
funny,
that.
like, this
I have it still.
Going away. Yeah, Vampiros.
Yeah.
What
Yeah, I know, it's crazy. That is a crazy fucking movie. I watched it one time. I don't know if I'll ever watch it again, but it is a crazy movie. But yeah, dude, I completely agree. Whenever I tell my people at work that I collect movies or show them a picture of this room, they're like, why? And it's just like, I can't explain it. But I have She Killed in Ecstasy, and then what is it? What did I get from Severin that was, or it might not have been Severin.
The Nun thing?
I have the Nun thing. I have the Nun collection. Do you know what I need? I'm saving up for is the All Haunts Bjar's the second one. The first one was amazing. So I want the second one. It's just a little pricey this year. So I'm just like, I'm kind of waiting. But yeah.
Well,
Big goals, huh?
no, we're running into a little static, but
Yeah, just a little bit of technical difficulties. It's not a big deal.
we'll vamp over it till he comes back.
So anyways, Scott, are you
So-
excited about these ribs?
The ones that I saw one picture of.
I bought them from Walmart.
Oh,
They're $12.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if they're going to be any good. I hit them with a ton of seasoning. Smoked them for about 6 hours. So we'll see.
27 hours of smoking.
That
the
might be all
Walmart
makes them
ribs.
good. I think we lost Aaron. But if we did, that's okay.
Yeah, I don't know. He's not coming back.
It's okay. I'll text them. I'll be like, I think we lost you, man.
Oh, yeah. He came back in.
Oh,
Let's see.
good. We got him back. All right, cool. Can you
Yeah,
hear
there was
anything
some-
we're saying? Or?
I can hear you guys, and then it cuts out, and there was
Oh,
lag
okay.
on my end. Like it made it sound like I interrupted you. That's asking about
No.
Seafield and Ecstasy. That was like a
Oh,
minute
yeah.
before I'd asked that. So.
Oh no, it's all good. No, I was saying I want all haunts the second one. It's just a little.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's a little more pricey than the first one was. So I'm waiting. I'm gonna wait till probably mid next year to grab
Yeah,
it.
if you wait to the mid-year sale, it'll be on a better sale then. So
I'm excited. Did you see Vinegar Syndrome is releasing the Keep on 4K? I'm so stoked
I
for that.
ordered it, yeah.
Yeah. I'm a subscriber. This will be the last year of me subscribing, but I'm a subscriber, so I get it. So I'm very excited. But
Yeah, I've known about the Keep a while. I was very excited about it. I
course
have
you
I have a 35 millimeter scan of it that for years I've had that looks gorgeous. It's a gorgeous film, even if you're not
What?
into it. And
I love that movie.
I'm very excited for it to get a decent release.
Me too. I'm so stoked. I hope it finds a new audience. I hope people are talking about it forever. Michael Mann is the man. I'm excited.
Michael Mann
I know.
rules, yeah.
I know he hates this movie, but I don't care. I like it. So he can.
I think he hates the studio experience he had.
Yeah, I think you're
know,
right.
And I wish that one of the longer cuts he had done was on this release in some way or saw the light of day. Probably will never happen now. But just the fact that it's getting a release, it's not based on a Laserdisc master, is a good thing.
Yeah, I completely agree. I cannot wait for that to ship. Also, Congo, which like nobody's seen but me. I saw it in the theaters
Congo
twice.
rules. Congo
Congo?
rules.
You saw-
Everybody saw Congo.
You saw Congo? I remember everybody being like, I've never even heard of that. So
With the gorilla.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's sign language.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Well, whatever,
Frank
man.
Marshall directed
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yes, he did.
Did you get Sliver too? You get some sexy Sharon Stone.
I think it comes in the subscriber package. If not, I will, but I'll wait until a sale because I have the subscriber pricing until the end. But I bought they forced me to buy Cannibal the musical. And I had to have that.
Dude, I love Cannibal the musical.
I've never seen it, so
Oh, Jesus.
But now it'll be like my Matt Stone or Trey Parker collection or whatever.
You can watch it and you can have a spadoinkle day.
I can't wait. I'm excited. So, oh man, what else? What else I wanted to ask you?
So you're doing the Sin Asylum thing now. That's like, so you're doing it like as an independent. So you're doing different theaters.
Yeah. So we're doing at least once a month or so at a place called Roadhouse Scottsdale. It's a dine-in movie theater. They have 3 locations, and we do the one in Scottsdale.
Okay.
And they had heard of us from our time at the other place, and they were very excited to work with us. They had historically not seen a lot of horror audience at their theater, so they were excited to maybe get some more of that, and it's worked out well for both of us. And then we're doing at a little community theater called the Academy Theater in Phoenix, and we're doing what we call our screening room series there. It's a smaller, more intimate kind of thing. I'm able to license some movies there that I couldn't license anywhere else, like Edward Scissorhands. We're doing in
wow.
a few weeks. And like we did Arachnophobia. Speaking of Congo, Frank Marshall's first directorial debut, Arachnophobia, I was able to do there. And,
Saw that in the theater.
Oh yeah. Arachnophobia rules, man.
I love that.
Very
That is a
funny,
great
very
movie.
creepy. It's a lot of fun. Very underrated at this point in time. And then we're able to go do things wherever we want. We did a thing in Beverly Hills back a few months ago at a festival that we were invited to, and so we're able to just kind of have free reign as far as what we want to do now.
That is so awesome, man. I am so jealous. My wife, every once in a while, she lets me fly out to LA, and I hit up the New Bev. I I've gone to the Academy, not the theater, not actually watched the movie, but I've gone to the Academy like museum, and it's very
The
cool. I've
museum's
gone
great,
to the AMC in Burbank and everything. It's my favorite. I think we were out there the same weekend because I went out. What did I go out there for? I can't remember, but I went out there, and I remember seeing you post about it. So, and I was out there for something else, but I can't remember.
Was it when we were out there for that festival?
Uh-huh.
Or was it?
Yeah, it was the same weekend. I can't. The last time I went to LA, I think I went with my wife, and we just were there for like. But we went to LA, and I went by the New Bev because Lauren had asked for a pen, and then there was some other stuff that I did. But I want to say I went to the movies, but I can't remember. So it's bad old age, 42. You know, I'm old, so I can't remember anything.
I always try to hit the New Bev when I'm there.
I love it, man. Have you been to the Vista?
I've been to the Vista back before he owned it.
Oh.
We drove by it when we were there. Danny and Sam and all of us were all together, but we didn't have a chance to go. Our main reason was to be there for that festival,
right?
Because that's when we were hosting a screening of The Crazies with Lynn Lowry as the guest, and so that was kind of our focus. And we were trying to do whatever we could fit in. We got to hang like Jimmy Duvall's our friend, and he took us to like Amoeba to like just look
Amoeba's,
around and whatnot.
Dude, Amoeba's my favorite place in the world.
I miss the old location, but the new one's still cool too.
Yeah, and I had never been to the Vista because I just recently started going to California for movies and stuff. But I got a chance to see Once Upon a Time in the West there on 70 millimeter, and it blew me away. Like it was incredible. And I like how he set up the theater. It's like it's more of a new school, not like the New Bev with the old chairs, but it's really fun. And then Pam's Coffee's right next door, and I highly recommend if you ever go back to definitely check it out because it is worth every second of your time. So, but that's
I'm very
cool,
happy
man.
because I went to that theater during the pandemic just to visit it because it's been in True Romance and such. This was before it was announced he bought it, and it was like there was hobos outside of it. It was just sad because it's always been such a beautiful theater, and his offices have been above it for years and years. And it was just very nice to hear that another theater was saved from,
I know.
dying.
That's my biggest worry because I think Lauren had posted a Instagram thing today about like the biggest Thanksgiving weekend ever, and it was Moana, Wicked, and what was
Gladiator 2 still out, Red One.
Right.
There's a batch of a lot of stuff out right now.
So my thing I said to her was that the ticket prices are just astronomical. So of course it is. Yeah. But she said that the average ticket price is only $12. So I don't know. I need to look more into it. But I remember I know my wife went because she works at the theater.
Because I had an argument with her yesterday.
Yeah. Okay, that's actually hilarious.
Well, for a single person, it's very affordable. If you're going to take a family of 4 or 5 to a movie,
Kim went to AMC to see Wicked today, and it was like $24.
Right.
So I don't know
for just her ticket.
Yeah. I think it was in like that super special Dolby or what. I don't know, but
I call them the PF Changs, the PLFs.
Yeah, I
got
do.
A couple of friends that are like, I gotta go see it in the Harkins Deluxe and a cheeseburger, whatever it is.
I went and saw that.
I just if I go to the movies, most of the time it's the 4 of us going.
Yes.
And that can be an expensive night out. So I usually try to go in the cheapest time, the cheapest ticket possible.
We have very limited babysitting ability, so me and my wife try to go. I think the last movie we saw together was, oh man, I don't even remember. Oh, The Joker 2. And we were trying to see Wicked together, and we couldn't. Our babysitting plans fell through, so I went at an 8 a.m. showing, and it was like the only reason I went to like the cinema cheeseburger place because that was the first showing, 8 a.m. Tempe Marketplace, and I was like, okay, this is cool, but like, I think the ticket was like $17. Oh, it was at Tempe Marketplace. It was that cute. Yeah. So I was home by 11. We were good to go.
Which it's great you got to see it that way.
Right.
There's certain movies that I'll definitely try to do the expensive version, if you will.
Right. Oh yeah.
I also got kind of spoiled because for years I didn't have to pay to go to movies. And
I know.
So I kind of got used to the idea that I help theaters make money, and my perk is I get to go for free, and it's kind of nice. I could just go sneak off and go see at 10 p.m. of something, and so that that's been taken away from me. So that kind of sucked, but
That does suck. Even
I get it. I get it where you're like, yeah, if it's just you, that's one thing. If it's 4 or 5 people.
Oh, for sure, for sure. My son wants to go see Moana too, so I'm about to have to do that. But
Yeah.
I mean, I want to go see Moana too.
of course, man, it's Disney.
Yeah, people are like, Aaron, you saw such and such. I'm like, I got a 6-year-old, but I would have seen it either way. I just now have an excuse to go see it. You know?
Right.
That's exactly it. I don't actually like being the 42-year-old guy that's sitting at 8 a.m. wicked all alone, and people are like, "What are you doing, man?" It's like, I just am a fan of movies, and they're like, "Sure you are. We're gonna go sit over here."
He had to really hold himself back from singing all the songs.
No, there was a girl in there that was singing, but I was glad she was happy. It didn't bother me. So I was just
I
that's
like a good, there's a fine line with that of an audience being annoying, an audience just kind of being in the movie, and you're kind of like, this is cool. This is why we go to the movies, because it's a collective
right.
thing.
Exactly. That no, truer words have never been spoken. I it's fun talking to you because you get it. Like when you talk to some people, they're just like, I don't get it, man. And I'm just like, all right. Well.
I just kind of have to go, okay, you don't get it. But like, I'm always been very, very happy with our audiences at the Cinesime shows because they're always jacked.
Yeah.
They're not a-holes. They're not like trying to like turn it into riff tracks. Because
I
some
love
of the movies
that.
we show are schlock. But they're in the movie, and so they clap when something crazy happens, or it's like going to see Terrifier 2 or 3 with a regular audience is one thing. With our premiere nights we did at those shows, those audiences were so jacked, laughing at the most horrendous things on screen, and just really
That sounds like
enjoying
Scott's.
themselves. And that's what I want. I want that audience, like I want to feel like, yeah, I'm with 100 other people, and we're in this together,
Dude. That's awesome. I got to get down there. We got me and Scott will come down. We'll give you a big hug.
Big man sandwich.
We'll I'll definitely have to check it out. But we won't take up any more of your time, man. We will let you go. And I appreciate you coming on. Hopefully you can do it again sometime in the near future. I love talking movies. I'll be more prepared next time. Mostly just wanted to, introduce myself, get you familiar with the show and everything like that. I know that's a weird way to do a podcast, but like I said, at the end of the day, this podcast is eventually going to morph into something else that is just like me talking to people and finding their interesting stories and bringing those stories to light, because we've all heard from the same celebrities a million times. We all hear politics and stuff like that, and I'm just tired of that. I think normal people are interesting, and especially when I have a way to drive it with movies, especially getting another movie fan on means a lot to me. So thank you so much for coming on, but I would love to talk to you again in a few months down the road, or even after I do a Sin Asylum show and stuff like that, and we can talk about all that good stuff.
That'd be great.
And
thank you.
We'll get out to
for
one.
having me on.
absolutely. And if you could please talk to Frank, because I seriously, I know exactly what he's going to say. Oh, giant Trump supporter. No, I literally am I don't even care about politics. It's so hilarious. I was just like trolling. I really, really, really was just trying to make him laugh.
I'll
So please, I appreciate you so much, man. Or even send him this and just let him know, because I would love to be his friend again. I'd love to have him sitting in the same position as you, talking about the same thing. So hopefully we can make that happen. If not, I get it. I understand. But just let him know. He's I apologize.
Humor, so I'll do what I can.
I
a good
appreciate
story for me is, Frank and his girlfriend Ashley reconnected at one of our shows. They had known each other at a different job years earlier.
Oh, that's cool.
She had started coming to our shows. Frank I had known for years through different things. He'd come to a Twin Peaks thing we did years ago, and he ended up coming out, and they reconnected and like fell in love. And that's like a perfect example as to why the theater experience is cool, because people, they meet like-minded people, because like you said, it's hard to meet people that are into this stuff, that get it.
It's so hard, man.
Movies are important to me, and it's very special to me that things like that can happen.
Exactly. On the other side, I did propose to my first wife at a movie, and then we got divorced like 3 months later. But to be fair, it was I Spit on Your Grave, so it kind of all worked.
Foreshadowing.
We had a proposal at which movie was it? It was Nightbreed, I think. We had a proposal at Nightbreed.
That's a great movie.
Now they're still together. It's been more than 3 months, so I think I hope they're okay. But
That's a plus.
It was just because I was in the military and I fell in love too fast. But that's a story for another time. Aaron, thank you.
Being human.
Yeah, thank you so much for your time, man. Enjoy your family time. I appreciate you taking the time out for us today. We will be promoting this on all the socials. I'll be tagging you. So thank you again, man. We will definitely talk to you in the near future, man.
Go check out Sin Asylum.
Yeah, go check out Sin Asylum. Go watch Eyes Wide Shut. Sell it out for Aaron and everybody else. And we will talk to you soon, man. Thank you so much.
Right.
Friend of the show, Aaron Hudson. All right.
I appreciate it.
All right.
Now we got a lot of more shit to get to.
Oh my God, this is going to be a supersized episode. All right. So what else have we got going on? I've watched a ton.
Get into it, man.
I will. Just let me kind of set this up I wait till the end of the year to start watching everything. Don't know why. It's just, I feel like I have more time because
of all the award stuff.
Maybe that. And I've also settled down a lot.
Yeah.
So, I just, I'm not running around. We're not going to fucking when we were young. What?
I've settled down a lot, man.
No.
I've got a festival next week.
No, I'm saying we're not going to festivals. We're not, it's not summertime. We don't have 37 things to do. We had fallen out with somebody, so it's not like my fucking weekend is filled with shit.
Yeah, Frank.
But honestly, yeah, so let's just get into it. I finished season 3 of From. When I first watched season 2, I was like, is this going to be another Lost where we're just never going to get any answers? And it's just one of those shows. And I actually found out there was a term for that. Didn't look it up for the show, but found out there was a term for From, or from shows like this where it just asks a billion questions and then you just never really get any answers because it just wants to keep you on the hook. Well, season 3 of From, while continuing to bring up some crazy questions, also answers a shit ton of questions and is by far the best season of the show. Watched it in 2 days. Luckily, wound up shitting my pants at work, so I had to come home. And
when he says that, we mean it in the literal sense,
not hyperbole.
He's a 40-year-old man that shits his pants.
I threw up and came out both ends because I was very sick, and that's what happened.
Anyways,
so I watched. I wound up watching all 10 episodes within a 2-day time period. Blew me the fuck away.
I haven't even watched this
dude,
one.
You should definitely check it out.
What is this on?
It's on MGM Plus or Amazon Prime, so pretty much for you, you'd have to steal it. It's on Prime, but I pay for the MGM Plus subscription.
Oh, I have Prime.
Yeah, but you have to pay for an MGM Plus subscription. You're not listening.
I'll find it.
Okay. So I like I said, highly recommend this stuff. It's good. It's also done by the Russo brothers, which a lot of people are like, oh, yeah, Russo brothers. They did Marvel. This is so far from Marvel, which is incredible. But, all right. I just started this today. I'm only about 4 episodes in. This show is fucking awesome. It's kind of... Okay. I got to slow down. So, it's a detective show, which we've seen a million times, but Vince Vaughn is what makes this show good. His fast talking, the way he kind of is in every movie, where he's kind of like, the Vince Vaughn voice. That's what he does, and it's interesting. It's about, they find an arm while they're fishing, and he's a detective in Miami who's been, he's
turned out to be a serial killer.
No, he's been suspended for ramming this guy's golf cart because his the girl he was seeing married him and he got mad. And the way it tells the story is pretty cool. Like, it will tell you parts of the story. Like, it will go back in time and it'll just tell you in parts. It's super good. The soundtrack, amazing, especially if you like Tom Petty, because it's a lot of Tom Petty. Like, the first song is American Girl, but each episode has a different Tom Petty song, and it's predominant in the show, and it's really good. Highly recommend. I wanted to bring it up here because honestly, like there's not many TV shows that I give a fuck about, and I started watching this because I saw Shrinking season 2's back, and we'll talk about that maybe next week. But Shrinking season 1 is really good, but I saw this in the wings. It's only like 10 episodes, so I decided to watch that. And because I was on Apple Plus, I found Wolves. This movie is okay. Like, I don't want people to be like, "Oh my god, it's Brad Pitt and George Clooney," and we haven't seen.
I haven't heard much about it.
The
really.
Oceans. Well, the director originally wanted to put this in theaters, and Apple was like, "Ha, fuck you! It's going on streaming." The first 2 acts of this are okay. I would say the first act is better than the second act. The third act is actually really, really good.
So they're trying to kind of create that Ocean's 11 thing.
No, so they play 2 like fixer guys. They fix problems, like if
Like the John Wick guy.
no, like so say someone dies in your hotel room, they'll come and they'll
Yeah, like the John Wick guy. Remember when he murdered all those people and he shows up, the old guy, and he's like, "All right, guys, let's get to work," and he cleans everything up.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So
Okay.
they both play kind of the same person with different bosses, and they're kind of getting on each other's nerves, and they got to kind of learn to work together to solve this, because their necks are on the line, blah, blah, blah. And, it's the odd couple, fucking, they do things differently, and they're always on each other's nerves. There is one funny fucking scene towards the end that I'll tell you about. It's they just were in this gunfight. They're on the train to their next location, and he goes, "Oh, you got blood on your sweater," and he feels it, and you're like, "Oh shit, did he get shot?" Because he's like making the face like he got shot. And he flips off Brad Pitt. And I laughed for like 10 minutes on that. And but it's definitely. I mean, if you want to check it out, if you like movies, check it out. It's
Pitt and Clooney.
Yeah, it's Pitt and Clooney. It's not exactly the same, but it's pretty much the same. And I don't know. I enjoyed it. So I didn't enjoy it that much. So don't be like, "You said this movie was good." No, this movie's okay.
It's just okay.
I think we both watched.
Now into the Christmas movies.
We did both watch Dear Santa.
I just watched this today.
Done by Bob Fairley, who did Dumb and Dumber. Not the brothers though, and it seems like anytime they go off on their own,
one
they
of
can't
them
make a
is
good
one of
movie.
them produced it, I think, and the other one was like a writer credit on it. So they were both.
Well, Bob definitely directed it.
Yeah,
as I looked,
and then the other one was like credited as like
the writer,
like the writer or something.
I don't know if the '90s humor doesn't work anymore. It just lost its flavor. But this movie wasn't funny to me whatsoever. There was 2 funny parts of this whole movie, and it's when they're talking about cancer. Like whenever he's like, "Oh, the little black kid has cancer," and it's like he has like these goofy teeth that are so fucking distracting. And then like, he's like, "Oh, I told you about my friend who has cancer." Then you find out there's like a dead brother or something, and that's not his first wish is not to bring his dead brother back, which should have been the first fucking wish.
But he never wished it anyways.
I know.
But anyways, without pulling much of the curtain back, this isn't as. So I'm just going to say that we did watch 2 Christmas movies. The other one we will get to.
Yeah.
This one is the better of the 2.
Okay.
Now
cool.
this one is
I like hearing
not.
that.
Yeah, this one is not the. It's not the greatest. Jack Black he's okay. I mean, he's okay.
He's Jack Black, dude.
The story is kind of funny at parts. I think it's got a little adult humor. If you're going to sit down with your kids and watch this, expect some swearing, expect
Cancer
some
jokes.
suggestive kind of material. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it, but I didn't hate it. I thought it was fine.
I thought it was so cookie cutter, fucking run of the mill. It was, you get 3 wishes.
I do like
and
the
then-
whole thing with the devil where he's like, the kid's dyslexic and he says, "Dear Satan," and he's like, "Oh man," I'd never get a letter. He's like, usually it just manifests from these old weirdos.
in prison. Yeah,
Yeah, that was funny.
I guess dude.
There's some funny moments. Like I said, there is some adult humor in that
It just
kids
wasn't
aren't going to get.
for me. I was rolling my eyes the whole time. The kids are fucking annoying. The parents are fucking annoying.
So I said it's not great, but it's not horrible.
Okay,
It's
I
just
disagree.
run. It's
I
just
thought it was
run of the
pretty
mill,
horrible.
man. It's like it's watchable to a point. Now, with that being said, let's go on to this piece of fucking trash.
Dude, this movie's one of the worst movies I've ever seen in my life. It is so bad, and I don't even understand.
$250 million.
You know why? Oh, I know.
Probably because of
I heard that
fucking
the-
El Rocco right here.
I
They
heard
had to
the
pay
Rock-
that motherfucker.
I heard he was showing up late and he was pissing in bottles, and they had to pay extra $250 million, or it was like 200. I
clean
don't-
up piss bottles.
No, because of his lateness, like it added like $250,000 or something. I don't remember. I wanted to say $250 million, but if it was $250 million, the entire budget didn't go to him being late. So
I don't know, man. The entire budget didn't go to a fucking script.
Here is my problem with this movie. The biggest problem with this movie is nothing happens.
But the first second.
You're supposed to, I guess you're supposed to like kind of care about the Chris Evans character, but you don't, because the first thing he does.
They expect you to know everything that's going on in this fucking world.
Yeah.
And you don't. So throughout this movie, as like The Rock and,
Chris Evans.
What's his face?
I thought Lucy Liu was going to be the villain, but she didn't.
No.
I know.
Well,
she's not.
Who fucking cares? Anyways, there's a lot of times that The Rock is trying to explain things to Chris Evans, and he's just fucking looking at him like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah,
that was me through the whole movie.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on in this movie?
Yeah.
Like, I don't care about this movie whatsoever. I toughed it out to the end because I was like, maybe there's a message. Maybe there's an overwhelming message, like, hey, bring back my dead brother. Hey, I don't know. I mean, love your family. I don't know. It's just
he's nice
Santa.
to his kids, so therefore he's on the good list again.
Right, he breaks out of the fucking dude. It's
so fucking stupid.
Even Krista watched it, and I'm like, I looked at her and I go, what did you think of this movie? She goes, that was the worst fucking movie I've ever watched.
Bad, dude. It doesn't even make sense. They bring in all this other lore from other Christmas, it's
trying to be that one film where there's like the Easter Bunny and like, what is it? What's the
Rise of the Guardians.
Rise of the Guardians. That's kind of what it's trying to be.
It tries to bring in this lore for other like Christmas holidays from other things. Like the bad guy is a different Christmas goblin from like Norway or some shit.
The trolls look fucking terrible.
And you're just like, what? Krampus doesn't make any sense. That whole slap fight thing was fucking stupid. But Scott's completely right. It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't lend itself to anything. J.K. Simmons is in it for 14 seconds because he must have saw the fucking writing on the wall.
The Rock's Ant-Man, apparently.
Yeah, The Rock. And that's what I said in my Letterboxd review was, stop trying to make everything a superhero movie. Even Christmas. Like, this movie fucking sucks. It was bad. It's Christmas movies don't need to be.
And I'm the biggest movie apologist, man, when it comes to shit like this, where I'm just like, it wasn't that bad.
Christmas movies need
I was forced to get through this.
Yeah, I know. Also, I'm gonna vent on this a little bit. Movies with reindeer.
Why were they huge?
Oh, because they were jacked like J.K. Simmons, bro.
They were like fucking 10 times Clydesdales.
Oh, yeah, because they're he's so massive.
It didn't make any sense.
He's got to be able to pull the sleigh, bro.
It didn't make any
sense.
You
guys coming? Oh, shut up, J.K. Simmons. Fuck off, dude. Like, I get you're in everything. Like, you were great in Saturday Night, but no. Anyways, but my problem is every movie that depicts reindeer never has Rudolph. He has his own fucking movie. He is literally the leader of the reindeer. Never has his own reindeer.
He's outcast.
Never. What do you mean?
He's outcasted.
Yeah, I know. They started making fun of him again or something.
That one movie in the 90s. Wasn't it called Rudolph?
I'm sure.
With the real reindeer? But he didn't even have a fucking red nose.
Prancer?
No, I swear to God.
This is the second time Prancers come up today. What the fuck is going on? Why is there a run of Prancer? There might be a Rudolph movie, but it definitely wasn't real. I think you're thinking of fucking Prancer.
It had Sinbad in it. No, I'm just kidding.
I was like, wait a minute. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know.
Anyways, don't watch Red 1.
Yeah, don't watch this movie. Fucking sucks ass. Don't waste your time. If you think for a second that it's going to be salvageable,
trademarked separately from the others, I don't know, DJ. That's a great fucking question. Because if you watch the Santa Claus with,
I don't think so.
If you watch the Santa Claus with Tim Allen, no Rudolph. No mention of Rudolph.
Maybe.
Red 1, no Rudolph. I've noticed this anytime you get a Christmas movie with reindeer, Rudolph is nowhere to be, and he's supposed to be the one who guides his way. What, it just has to be a foggy night? He can't have the fucking headlamps on every day, and their horns light up so he can see. So where the fuck is Rudolph, bro? Tired of this shit.
So Google says, yes, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer is both copyrighted and trademarked.
Well, there we go.
It's protected by the copyright, which expires in 2034.
Well, then we'll finally get it. We'll get a remake of the Santa Claus with fucking Rudolph, because it's bullshit that he's not in these movies.
It's always a money thing.
It's always a money thing, DJ.
Always a money thing. But in 2035 or 2034, we're getting all the Rudolph cameos.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for Aaron coming on. Go follow all his socials. Sin Asylum. Fucking. What is it? What is it?
Hudson Frohawk.
There we go. I didn't want to mess it up, dude, because I would have said the
There it
same
is,
thing.
right
I
there.
would have said Hudson of Hawk, which makes sense because that's a movie. Go follow him on his social medias. He is a great friend of the show. Love talking to him. Thank him so much for being on. If you do happen to tell him you heard us here and, give him a big shout out, go find Frank. Tell him I love him. All right. So we will be back next week, and then we'll have a snack show. So be prepared for that. And then we'll probably do the end of the year stuff. We don't know. It doesn't matter. Just tune in next
Figure
week.
it out.
Yeah, we'll tune in. Same bat time, same
Just
bat
come
channel.
fucking skidding into the end.
All right, everybody. I'm Aaron.
I'm Scott.
Big gulps, huh? Well, see you later.
Social real.